thought we would do that today. And, you know, Valentine's Day as a theme, I thought Love Me Tender would be a good one to do. So I did this a couple years ago with the group, but since that time, people have left and people have joined. And so I thought it would be good to just do it again, just because it's a simple finger style song and it's pretty. You know, it's got enough chords in it to where it's actually interesting. So um, in the right hand, the picking style is just going to go like this. First of all, we're not even going to play this bass string at all, ever. So we're just going to play this string with your thumb, this string with your first finger, this string with your middle finger, and then back to here with your index finger. So it's just going to be just like that. Thumb, index finger on the second string, middle finger, first string, and then back. So each measure, if you look in big yellow on page 154, actually, that would be a good place to start. And just look up into the screen when you've got your book up and you found the song. Page 154, big yellow. So I'm kind of scrolling back and forth between two screens to make sure everybody's got has found the song. Looks like Scott has left the room to find his book. So go ahead and mute yourself there, Rodney.
Yeah, what key is this in? Because I don't have big yellow.
Oh, okay. There's going to be a lot of chords in this song. It's in F.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. So it looks like everybody's just about on board here. Yeah. If anyone's not on board, shake your head no. Okay. Looks good. Okay. So again, the picking style, we're not going to pick this string at all, the bass string. We're just going to pick this one, this one, this one, this one, and do it again. And that much would be a whole measure. So at the beginning of the song, it's a measure of F. And so you would just pick it like twice through that picking style. And that's going to be the picking style for every measure. So just remember that much picking makes one measure. Now, occasionally there'll be two chords in a measure, and we'll go over that. Really, all you got to remember is actually, let's go ahead and take a look at that because there's some interesting things on the second line. So if you look at the second line and go to the 1, 2, 3, fourth measure, you'll find an A7 there. And it's a half of a measure. So, and it's followed by a bunch of chords that are going to just last for a half a measure. So starting at that point, second line, when the words under it are tender, it's just the part of the chorus when it starts. Each chord is only going to get this much. Just 4 strokes. And then by the time you get down to the third line, the bottom line, you've got an F there. So you go back to 8 strokes for the measure. And then you got another half a measure of F before it goes to D7. So it'll be 12 strokes. So if you just think of it as that's a half measure, repeat it, that makes a full measure, and then play it one more time. That's a measure and a half. Okay, so let's take a look at second line, that A7, where it says, love me tender. You're going to have an A7, which is just going to look like that. And then you're going to have a D minor, and that's just going to look like that because we're not playing this string at all. So you could play your A7 like this and then go there. What we're going to do is each chord is going to move one more fret on this string, but this one's going to stay. So, well, no, it isn't actually going to stay. We got A7. So first one is there, A7, D minor. Next one is F7, and we're going to play it like this. So the first finger stayed where it was for D minor, and the ring finger goes here, third fret. And then the next one, take your pencil and change that chord. It's going to be a B flat, but it's going to be a B flat major 7, which means it's going to look just like the D minor. So it's going to look like that. So let me diagram that for a minute. So you got A7, just looks like that. D minor. Looks like this. Remember, we're not playing that bass string at all. Okay. F7. It's going to look like this. And don't play that. So F7. And then B flat, major 7. Looks just like the D minor. So it's just going to look like that. Don't play that one. B flat. And I do a major 7 like this. So you can take a picture of this screen, like if you're on an iPad or something, you can do a screenshot. If you're on a computer, just take I forget what you call it, but you can get an image of the screen. That's what those chords are going to look like when the chorus starts. Love me tender, love me true. Okay. So I'll give you another couple seconds if you're copying these chords off the screen, and then I'll just demo that section for you, because that's really the trickiest thing in the whole deal. While we're doing chords, actually, let me give you a couple ending chords here. Once you finish the song, we'll put this on the end. Come on. Let's see, we're gonna have this one. Gonna be this chord. But it's gonna be at the it's gonna be at the 4th fret. And then we'll have a nice F chord at the end. It's going to look like this. It's going to be at the 5th fret. And it will be this, 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 which would be a bar. And then you put your pinky down here, 5th fret. So that's a fancy way to do an F. It's nice to do as an ending. This is a B flat minor. And these are at the very end of the song. So the top group is for the second line, love me tender, love me true. And then the bottom 2 chords are for the ending. So I'll give you just a couple more seconds there, jot those down or do a screenshot or something like that. Okay. So then when I do the, let me move the screen here a little bit so you can see my hand. I'm going to start with the chorus, okay? So I'm going to be picking I'm just going to be doing that like I had shown you before. Thumb, index, middle, index, over and over and over. So, love me, let's start again. I love you so. Love, we're going to start with an F actually. So it's going to be this. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams. I like to do this D7. Where are we? Oh, B minor 6. Sorry. This is going to be just like they show you in the book, the B flat minor 6. So let me do that progression again. I'm starting with an F. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. Oh, my darling. So we've got a D7 here. You can do just this much. You know, a D7 kind of looks like this. So you can just take that much of it. Or if you'd prefer, you know, you can do this D7 here if you want to get that high note in there. So you got a couple choices there. I'm not sure which one I like best. I've been trying this one, which is just the D7 you normally play here without the bass string, right? So for my darling, I love you, and I always will. Okay. Now let me just scoot to the end, and then I'll just do the whole thing for you. And then you can play along if you feel ready. So I'm going to do the bottom line, and I'm going to take the ending chords that I showed you so you can get an idea what that sounds like. Oh, my darling, I love you, and I always will. And 5th fret, F, looks like that, or you could use this finger there. So Diane Delman, if you could mute yourself, that would help us out here a little bit. And Larry Cook, he's vanished, but you need to mute as well. Okay, so I'm just going to do this slowly for you so you can get the idea of how the whole thing kind of comes together. Those are the two tricky sections. And then if you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them for you. Okay. All right, so I'll start at the beginning. I'm just going to be doing this all the time in the right hand, so I won't put that on the screen. Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. You have made my life complete, and I love you so. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. Oh, my darling, I love you, and I always will. Okay, so feel free to, once you unmute everybody, Nancy, I'd be glad to answer any questions you have.
Question.
Yes,
I have a question. Oh,
yes, is this Wayne?
yes.
Okay.
When you're picking, are you below the neck?
Hello.
Are you below the neck so you have more more room to hit the strings?
Typically, I make that decision based on what tone I want. So the tone is sweeter on the uke, closer to the bottom of the neck. It's a little more metallic down here by the bridge. I want this to be really sweet sounding, so my thumb is right up here by the bottom of the neck, and I just get a warmer tone there. That's all, really.
Yeah, I was finding that I had more room for picking, especially with the index and ring fingers to I guess grab the strings than on the neck.
I would say that's a personal choice. If that helps some people, certainly use that. For me, it's always about the sound. It's about the sound. So I do whatever I have to do to make it sound the way I like it.
Also, my neck goes all the way down to my sound hole as opposed to yours. You have a little bit of room.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Any other questions there? So I tried to use the same picking pattern that I showed you a couple years ago. The nice thing about this here is that it does this thing where it goes from F that just sounds really cool when you're singing.